So this boy James, he could not be trusted. You see, James and Eliza were playing badminton in their aunt's garden when their aunt walked into the house carrying something in her hand. James thought it looked like apples. "Do you know what my aunt is going to do with those apples?" James asked. "I did not see any apples," Eliza replied, keeping her eye fixed on the shuttlecock. "When we finish this game, we'll go and see the apples," said James, turning his head toward the house. "The game is mine," cried Eliza as the shuttlecock fell to the ground. James threw down his racket and lay on the grass while Eliza stood beside him. "This is the first game of shuttlecock I've ever lost in my life," he groaned. "You wouldn't have lost it if you had minded what you were doing instead of thinking about your aunt's apples," Eliza teased. James quickly jumped up. "Come on, I'd forgotten the apples. I'm sure they were apples. Let's go and look at them. Why should we want to see them or think about them? They are not for us, or my aunt would have called us and given them to us," said Eliza sensibly. But James grabbed his sister by the arm and pulled her into the house and then into the living room. "Here are the apples." "Oh, what beauties, Eliza. Look, I never saw such apples in my life," James exclaimed. He leaned so close over them on the sideboard that his nose almost touched them. "Don't you think these apples must be very juicy and sweet?" he asked eagerly. "As they are not mine, brother, I have not yet thought about them," Eliza answered. Then she left the room, went back into the garden and sat quietly on a little bench. She thought her brother would not meddle with the apples. But as soon as Eliza was gone, James thought to himself, "If I take just one apple, my aunt will never miss it. I dare say she'll never have such nice apples again." And with that thought, he snatched one and bit so eagerly. To his horror, his teeth stuck fast. He could hardly get the apple out again. At that moment, his aunt walked in, and there was James, caught with the apple in his hand and his mouth full of wax. For these beautifully colored apples were not real at all. They were made of wax, crafted so well, and no one could tell the difference. James was so ashamed that he could not say a word. "James," said his aunt, "I am truly sorry to find that you cannot see anything without trying to take it. I bought these wax apples today from the man who made them. I only bought them because he was in great need of money and no one else would. I never thought you would touch them, or I would have put them out of your way." James hung his head. He told her he was ashamed and sorry and that he thought he would never do such a thing again. "I hope you will not, my dear, but I must send you home tomorrow because all the ripe fruit in the orchard will be gathered the day after, and if you eat too much, you might fall ill." So the next day, James was sent home. But Eliza stayed with her aunt a whole month longer, and when it was time for her to leave, her aunt gave her 2 little baskets full of real fruit to take home.